Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source. It's the backup channel backing Celeb up and bringing you all the breaking news. As you all know, we've closely been watching the Shanquella Robinson story. This is the young lady who went to Mexico with 6 of her quote-unquote friends and died under mysterious circumstances. While the friends claim that Shanquella died of alcohol poisoning, autopsy results tell a whole different story. According to the medical examiner, Shanquella suffered injuries to the brain, neck, and spine. Video also surfaced of Shanquella being brutally beaten and attacked by one of the women that she was on vacation with. Well, now we have a new update. Mexican authorities have issued an arrest warrant for an American woman suspected of killing 25-year-old Shanquella, and the Mexican authorities have asked that if she is caught on American soil, they want her extradited back to Mexico so that she can face charges. Local Mexican prosecutor Daniel de la Rosa Anoya said, "This case is fully clarified, and we even have a court order. It wasn't a quarrel, but instead a direct aggression." After hearing the news that Mexico wants to extradite the moiterer, Shanquella's mother, Salamandra, said she couldn't be more pleased. She said, quote, "I feel so good. That's what we have been waiting for someone to finally be held accountable and arrested. I just can't wait for justice to be served," end quote. I'm extremely happy that Mexico seems to be moving at a quick pace in trying to handle this matter, right? But for me, after seeing that video, I want all of those people who were in that crib to go down. You know what I'm saying? I don't want somebody to walk, okay? And you see her friend, Nazir Wiggins, tried to wiggle his way out of it by posting an Instagram video in which he basically said he wasn't there. He showed up the next day, and when he showed up, Shanquella was fine. She seemed to be a little out of it, but they walked to the next room and she laid down and he stroked her head while he was playing soft music because that's what kind of friend he is. And while he's telling the story, he swears on the Holy Bible that he's telling the truth. Look, dude, we all know you're lying, because with a broken neck and a broke back, there's no way that Shanquella walked from one room to the other when you got there, okay? And the fact that you didn't notice that anything was off with this situation, you just look guilty as HE double hockey sticks. Now, I don't know. I've never understood how people could stand up in somebody's face and just lie with no remorse, no guilt, no nothing, just with a straight face. I'm not built that way. I can't do it. Listen, let me know what you think about this story in the comments. Now, as you know, Roddy Rebel made some comments about how the King Von shooting could have been prevented, and NBA YoungBoy did not take too kindly to his words. After the original back and forth between NBA YoungBoy and Rowdy Rebel, Bobby Shmurda jumped into the mix, and he appeared to diss Quando Rondo in his Instagram stories. Bobby Shmurda said, quote, "Ninjas be jacking everybody other-ish. What you doing, homie? Stop telling me about your brother's shooters and your brother's this, and you always, what the F you do, huh? When are you gonna finally do something?" End quote. Well, after seeing that post, NBA YoungBoy could not let that ride, and he had to jump to Quando Rondo's defense like Superman. NBA YoungBoy jumped on his Instagram and said, quote, "Okay, Mr. Von Shmurda, you better stop the violence, boy. I thought you was a fan, and don't lie, go make a hit. I just want to be friends," end quote. But then YB adds more, and he goes on to say, quote, "Well, talking violent, help me keep the peace or stay far away, slave," end quote. NBA YoungBoy also continued to go in on Rowdy Rebel and Bobby Shmurda on his Instagram stories page by referring to Rowdy Rebel as a perm-having biatch and Bobby as a flunk a ninja. But that wasn't enough. NBA YoungBoy went on to make reference to the fact that Bobby Shmurda needed security during his social attack. He also clowned him for being arrested during the height of his career and said that because of his stint in jail, he can't even rap anymore. Now you know, Bobby Shmurda could not let this ride. Bobby was sitting in the cut and he heard what NBA YoungBoy said, and this set him off on a wild rant that I couldn't really understand, but you get the drift. Bobby came back and posted a video, and in the video he yelled, "The ninja said security." Then he said something about being 14 at a club. But then he goes on his Instagram live and he claims that he's 2-0 for the year before threatening to boom NBA YoungBoy Wack 100 and DJ Academics. Bobby Shmurda said, quote, "Somebody tagged a little ninja because I'm not doing this internet-ish. I wasn't even talking about you. You understand, little ninja? I'm 2-0 for the year already. On parole, ninja. 1 million up. Stop effing playing with me. I make 100,000 a week. I don't give a F about no views. I'm not a little kid like y'all ninjas. I'm 28 years old. I'm a grown A man. I'm in here for the money." Bobby Shmurda continued on to say, quote, "But when I catch y'all ninjas or DJ Academics, everybody, bro, any ninja I catch like Wack 100, y'all can record this. I'm gonna boom them on camera. On parole, I don't give a F. I'm gonna boom one of them ninjas on camera. On my dead grandmother, ninja. The F wrong with y'all ninjas." End quote. Listen, this whole thing is stupid, and I hope that you guys can see how the snowball effect is in effect. First, you have Quando Rondo, who comes out and he drops a bar, and he basically alludes to the shooting of King Von. Rowdy Rebel comes out and he makes a comment about the bar and how we need to stop the violence. NBA YoungBoy doesn't like the way that he asks people to stop the violence. And now, Bobby Shmurda jumps in the mix and gets into it with NBA YoungBoy, and now the whole thing has escalated from a bar to people talking about booming people in the streets. This is a classic example of making something out of nothing, because there was no reason for them to get to this point, and they're wilding out right now. But you know what I'm thinking? As I'm watching the beef go back and forth and escalate, I'm thinking to myself, yo, the more these dudes open their mouths, the dumber they look. And I'm like, maybe they need to create a new industry for like hip-hop mimes. And these dudes need to shut their mouths, paint their faces, and stand on the side of the street like the sad clowns that they are. That would make me very happy. But listen, we have to move on to some other news. In regards to the Balenciaga drama, in which Balenciaga dropped ads in which they had little kids snuggling up with little plush toys that had BDSM harnesses on them, Kim Kardashian has now come out and made a statement. As you know, Kim Kardashian is one of the brand's ambassadors. Kim Kardashian said she is reevaluating her working relationship with Balenciaga. In comments posted to her social media page, Kim also said that the reason why she waited to speak out is, quote, "not because I haven't been disgusted and outraged by the recent Balenciaga campaigns, but because I wanted an opportunity to speak to their team to understand for myself how this could have happened." She went on to say, as a mother, she was left shaken by the disturbed images. Listen, I don't understand what Kim is talking about. I don't understand why you need to meet with them to find out what really happened. You saw the images. You saw what they were trying to put out there. And, you know, if you choose to support the little nasty company, that's on you. But, you know, Balenciaga is now trying to turn around and make it seem as if they didn't have anything to do with it and that the ad company did it or that the photographer did it. But the photographer came out and he has something different to say. He said, quote, "I am not in a position to comment on Balenciaga's choices, but I must stress that I was not entitled in whatsoever manner to neither choose the products, nor the models, nor the combination of the same," end quote. Listen, I understand what he's saying, but I also think that if they had called me and asked me to come into a room and I walk in a room and I see that they got the little kids set up like that, I'm walking out because that's not something that I want to be involved with. So all of them are trash as far as I'm concerned. Now, if I want to keep it real, we've all been in a situation where we've gone into the workplace and our boss has asked us to do something iffy, and we got to make a choice between our own morals and getting the check. You know, but sometimes some things are a little too far. You know what I'm saying? This is a little too far for me. I don't play around when it comes to the kids. Now, speaking about people who may have pushed things too far, recently, comedian Nicole Arbor posted a message on Twitter along with a video of Takeoff that said, quote, "Man, a few weeks after his cousin was murdered over a dice game, Offset's making new music about shooting people and shooting places up. Not a single thing was learned," end quote. Well, Cardi B saw the tweet and took serious offense to the comedian trying to call out her husband Offset and bringing up Takeoff's murder. Cardi B clapped back and basically called Arbor a desperate clout chaser, and she also said Offset has not made any new music since Takeoff was killed. Cardi B said, quote, "The fact that you're trying to use the death of someone that I love to get clout is crazy. I'm not even going to do none of that. I'm just going to pray for you," end quote. But after Cardi made her post, Arbor didn't let sleeping dogs lie, and she came back and she sent another message about Offset while sharing a clip of him in a Joker's costume with a caption that said, quote, "My bad, y'all. Cardi B just posted this, and I wasn't sure if this was Offset rapping about murder with a fake gun. Honestly, my bad if that's not what this video is," end quote. Well, if you look at the video, it does seem as if it is Offset dressed in a Joker's costume, holding a fake gun, and rapping about shooting people up. But let me tell you something. I'm not 23andMe. I don't know. I did not do a DNA test. I cannot say for 100% certain that that is Offset. Wink, wink. But I can say that it really does look like Offset rapping about Moida in the Joker costume with the fake gun. I don't know. You take a look at the video and you let me know. Is that Offset or is that not Offset? But yet and still, is this the appropriate timing for the comedian to be taking shots at Cardi and Offset? I mean, Cardi's recently come out and she's given us a glimpse as to what's been going on behind the scenes with her and Offset after Takeoff's death. And Cardi B says, she's hopeless and she's having a very hard time trying to get through to Offset or even make him smile. Cardi B said, quote, "We're living our life normally, but deep down inside, our hearts have been so heavy. I feel like if I talk about how we feel, what MF has really been going through, y'all would just start saying, oh, sympathy. We don't want no sympathy. We ain't no charity case, but no lie, I have been feeling so hopeless trying to make my husband happy, trying to make him crack a smile," end quote. Listen, I empathize with Cardi because we've all been there. We've all lost a loved one. But what we haven't all had to do was deal with the loss of a loved one in the spotlight with millions and millions and millions of people making a comment about what we're doing and how we're doing it. So, I'm praying for Cardi and I'm still praying for the family. And I hope everything resolves itself soon. Now, this just in. It seems as if Wack 100 has now responded to Bobby Shmurda's threat. Wack 100 posted a picture of a woman on his site, and he also wrote, "At Bobby Shmurda, we have somebody to your liking. At Nerdy Ninja is an openly transgender woman, very respectful. Come to the Wack 100 show and you can meet Naughty. Don't say I didn't look out for you. We know what you like." I can't. Listen, I'm not even going to touch that one with a 10-foot pole, okay? I'm moving on to the next story. Well, last week, Saweetie seemed to dominate the news. First, because she dropped a single in which she seemed to be taking shots at Takeoff or Lil Baby or Offset. Two, because of her dismal record sales. She only got about 2,000 spins on the charts. And three, because she claimed that women were running rap because men blow it because they're too violent. Saweetie said, quote, LA and other cities, it just goes to show that this is the reason why women is running rap and hip hop, because there's just so much violence and disrespect in the male music. You gotta think, remember what it was like in 16, 17. Remember when YG, Tyga, Chris Brown, Big Sean, T-Fly was out. It was fun, party music. It wasn't like, I'ma do this to you and this and this, I feel like we gotta raise the vibration with the music and get back to having a good time. I feel like there's definitely a lack of empathy and love for real, end quote. Well, in response to Saweetie's collegiate thesis on the state of hip-hop, J. Breezy has called Saweetie out for calling the fellas out. And J. Breezy said, quote, "Okay, we rap violence, but y'all music basically encourage women to only date men for money and put price tags on your cat. So we all effed up. To be honest, y'all ain't making it no better than the males," end quote. Listen, I'm gonna have to agree with my man J. Breezy on this one because I think he's absolutely right. And I don't even know what Saweetie was thinking about when she's talking about women are running the rap game. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like 4 female rappers in the midst of a sea of male rappers who are out there doing their thing. Just because you have 1 or 2 hits on the top of the chart does not mean that you're running the game. And then on top of that, I agree 100%. We complain about the dudes with the violence, but the violence is no different or no better than the females running around like hoochies with the coochies hanging out. I don't know what to think. How do you compare the two? On one end of the spectrum, you got the dudes running around talking about, I shot a little homie in the head, now he dead. I see red, I see dead, I see red, I see dead, right? And then on the female side, you got I'm that B. I'll sell my coochie for some Gucci. Every ninja who wanna ride it, he could try it for some Lucci. Listen, at this point, I don't even know which side is worse, but I know that both sides need to do some introspection and change a few things if they want to remain in the game. Hey, yo, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that the women are running things, or do you think that the women are part of the problem as well? Yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celebrity news. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.